As long as I've been a geek and a nerd, I have had to talk to all types of people, and I've had the opportunity to meet celebrities and meet folks who have had an impact on me and my fandoms and stuff. But I've never gotten over this thing about public figures. So I decided I'm going to chat on it a little bit. And I want you to follow along this journey. So if you guys are ready, brain, mouth, and heart are ready. So woo-hoo! Get ready. Hey everybody, it's your boy Montel. What's going on? How's everybody doing? I hope you guys are having a fantastic day, week, month, year, decade, century, millennium, time stream, space-time continuum day, whatever you want to call it. Thank you so much for checking me out, guys. Thank you again to everyone who has subscribed to me recently. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you everyone who has looked at my videos, talked about my videos, shared my videos, and everything. Thank you so much for checking me out. I am just a humble guy who is here to do my thing. Before I go on any further, please don't forget, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that way you know when another video has been created by yours truly. And like my videos. Please, please, please. I was trying something different this time. And don't forget to hit me up on social media. I am on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Alright? I'm getting ready to head to a major convention. I'm going to head to San Diego Comic-Con. And if you tune in later in my channel, I'm going to do a survival video from my standpoint at this stage on what to do for that convention, among others. And I'm always on Instagram and I'm on Twitter. I don't get on Facebook very much because it's gotten to the point where not only is it not even worth my time, I feel like I'm going through a jungle of ads and memes and stupid videos just to get to family members and friends and stuff like that. But I digress. And along the way, especially on Instagram, you'll see in the profile, if you click on someone's name in the profile, you'll see their name, nice little picture to the left, and then you'll see the phrase or the title, public figure. And I always wonder, what is a public figure? Now, of course, a public figure, in definition, is someone who is always perceived in the public eye. Whether it's on TV, or if it's in the movies, or if it's in politics, or music, or whatever. Now, we tear it down, we bring it down a little bit into the fandoms that I love, which are comics, anime, manga, gaming, you name it. There are public figures in those. Now, the main public figures I'm focusing on this time are in the cosplay community. Mostly in the cosplayers of color community, because that's the only one that I can just direct it to, and it really brings something to my heart to talk about this on the positive and the negative. On the positive, you're starting to see people become more aware that there are cosplayers of color, that are black cosplayers who are representing their respective fandoms or the respective properties or the respective characters that they love to portray. And people are not only gravitating to this, they're being inspired, and they want to just get out of they want to break loose out of their shell and go for it for the first time, doing their very first costume and going to their first convention. And those are always awesome. Anytime there is positive reinforcement from that, I love it. And the people responsible for it are, and honestly, to me, a public figure is someone who's in the public, who is in the conventions, who are interacting actively with the patrons, with the attendees, with the fellow cosplayers, and making friends along the way. Because what a lot of you public figures don't realize is that you have such a strong influence and can make a grand positive impact on someone's life that you don't know how much impact that you have until someone tells you. Now, we can go to the other side of this. There are people who have the title of public figure, but that's all they are. That's all they want to be. They want all the popularity to come to them. They want all the accolades and all the praise and all the fame to come to them. But they don't want to return the favor. They don't want to do, in Full Metal Alchemist phrasing, equivalent exchange. Now, what I mean by that is that if you're a cosplayer of note, especially a cosplayer of color, and you are going to the conventions and you're guesting and you're on the panels and you're doing autographs and you're doing pictures or photo shoots and everything like that, and you're a well-known name. I'm not bringing any names up in this video because I'm not going to out anybody, but I know everybody who's watched this video has known of or knows somebody who is considered a public figure who's not stepping up to the plate like they're supposed to, or someone who is and is becoming a true ambassador in the community. The ones that I'm really worried about and that really bother me and can give a bad rep are those who claim the title but don't pay it forward. If you have someone, like I've had my bad experiences with cosplayers and cosplayers of color who I've approached and given accolades to. Oh my, excuse me. Sorry, I don't want to die on you guys, but that came out of nowhere. I've gone up to people as a fledgling cosplayer and said, hey, thank you so much for being an inspiration. I saw you portray fill in the blank character, or I saw you do something from fill in the blank video game, fill in the blank anime, fill in the blank comic book, and I love what you do and I appreciate you, so I want to tell you thank you so much, and can I take a picture with you? You think that's a pretty easy exchange, right? Someone's coming to you, they're giving you praise, telling you thank you for being inspirational, helping them break out of their shell, and they want a picture. Now, what is the percentage of people, when you give that particular greeting or that introduction, that they're going to reciprocate? I'm going to give you a minute. 10, 15, 20%? Honestly, I don't know. But everyone's had at least one bad example, or one bad situation, or one bad experience where they've dealt with a cosplayer who happens to be a public figure and there is zero interaction. In fact, they do everything, they pull every trick out of their book to avoid interacting with you. Now, like I said, I've only had that experience happen one time, and when I tell you I dressed them down, they were straight up mentally naked by the time I was done. And if they're watching this video, you understand where I'm coming from. I'm not a teenager. I am not a millennial, and I'm damn sure not no first timer who is just delving into it for the first time, finally coming out of my shell and coming out of my place. No, I've been attending conventions for years, and I've been a cosplayer for about 4 years. Although I only have one costume, I do variations on that character because I love that character. Now, there are people who will venture out and do other things, and I will do that eventually. But the people who are out there in the forefront, who are well known in the community, or even well known period, who are putting a negative impact on being a public figure, you're really making people want to just not ever deal with you or anything in that realm in the first place. Because what you tend to forget, or you always fail to remember, is that once upon a time you were that little girl or little boy who was watching Dragon Ball Z, or you were reading that Teen Titans comic, or you were playing that, I don't know, that Mass Effect game, and you decided that you wanted to be that character. That you wanted to delve into making a costume so you could represent and be a part of something that you genuinely and truly love. Not so bad when you think about it from that perspective, but then you fast forward, now you are known all over the world. You have, your Instagram is blowing up, your Facebook is blowing up, your Twitter is tweeting, your Tumblr is falling down. It's all kinds of stuff. You're doing photo shoots and you're guesting at conventions, and you've got Patreon, and you've got Coffee, K-O-F-I, and you got all this other stuff going on for you. But you do one of two things. You either stray away from specific people and you only want to interact with certain people, or you already have a group of people that you interact with and you brush everyone else aside. Why would you do that? Why would you claim to be a public figure but you're only catering to a specific part of the public? All that means is you're showing favoritism, and we're not even going to get into the racism part of it at all. You guys remember I did that video of Black Cosplayer here? Well, that's still going on. And we're seeing a lot of people speaking out more, especially the people who brought it to the forefront. And I love being a cosplayer, and I like it when people recognize me just like I recognize them, and we interact, and we talk, and we network, and we communicate, and at the end, we become friends. Yeah, I know. We become friends. But if you are of a higher echelon, and you got pictures everywhere, and you got this many Patreons, or whatever, patent the poo, but you're not doing anything to interact with the general public, then you have no right to call yourself a public figure. In fact, you're just another cosplayer who just got up a little bit better, and you got more networking going on, and you got more of an advantage. Just because you perceive yourself to be up here doesn't mean you're up here. Really, you're right here. You just happen to have a little bit more in your pocket than someone like myself. If you claim to be a public figure and you're not interacting with the public, get rid of the title. You don't deserve it. In fact, you're not worthy of the title. Because being a public figure can be a powerful thing, but it can be a positive thing. If all you're worried about is your internet fame, and you're trying to transcend into other type of fame, but you're stepping on the love and admiration of others who genuinely think that you're amazing, then you're not even worth the stitching that you create, the armor that you wear, or the mask that you put on. So just take it all off, grab your badge, be a regular attendee, because that's all you're worth. That's the bottom line. Do not put down and do not ostracize people like myself who aren't public figures, but we look up to you to say thank you for what you do. Thank you for being an inspiration for this young man or this young lady who all they want to do is express their love for their fandom in the form of costume, and to share it with other people who do the exact same thing and aren't looking for accolades. They just want to belong. And when they see someone who is a celebrity at a certain level and they feel like they can finally say hello, how you doing, and you're not being receptive, you have now created a casualty. Because you were too uppity, you were too selfish, and you were too self-absorbed to say hello, thank you. Sure, I'll take a picture with you. You have a good day. And I'm not putting down everybody who's considered a public figure, but this is only pointed at those who put a negative connotation on it. I know a lot of people who are public figures that are positive role models, and some of them are really good friends of mine. And I will continue to back them and support them and root them on and tell people to come check them out. But if you're going to have a negative impact, stop. Stop what you're doing. Thank you so much for checking me out, guys. Please don't forget to hit my social media. I do respond. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Please hit the notification bell so you'll know when I'm doing something awesome. And like my videos. And we'll keep it on going from there. Thank you for checking me out, guys. And as always, as I tell all you beautiful, sexy people, stay nerdy, stay geeky, and as always, stay sexy. Bye, guys.